Alright, this is going to be a tutorial for Chapter 7 in Dead Space 1 90%. So, first things first, we're just going to head over here, and we're going to want to open this elevator door up here in a second. Yeah, this one. So you want to call this, and then you want to run over to the bench, and we're going to upgrade our kinesis to, I guess like level 3, like all the way up. I believe mine's already leveled up, but just add 3 nodes there. And once you're done with that, you can exit the bench. Note that using benches usually breaks your pulse boosting, so we won't be able to do that for just a little bit. We're gonna go to deck B, which is deck 2 of 4. Essentially, we've got to go to decks 2 and 4, grab some items first, and then we go to deck 3 to place them, and then we're able to leave level after that. Fortunately for us, there is a 0G area in the deck that we're going through right now, which will give us pulse boosting back once we enter it. As you can see here, enable boost. Yeah, you also get 4 of these enemies each time, so just kill them. Alright, so we're just gonna make our way over here. Stasis this guy if you want. If you happen to have a stasis pack, this is a really good area to use up all your stasis and then use the stasis pack next time we get on the elevator. Alright, so this is the room, one of the rooms where we're gonna need that upgraded kinesis that we just got. So we just gotta throw these 4 rocks into this thing here. So you can grab these first 2 like that, and then if you aim at this platform, you can usually walk all the way forward and then start mashing jump. We can make it over here, one over there, grab that, this last one. So do that. So we have pulse boosting back. I like to wait for these things to come up first before I boost, just because you can actually ramp off of them. And from here you just want to stasis or shoot all these enemies. Usually there's another exploder here. I don't know if it's going to come out of the bench or not. Maybe not. Alright, so this is the item we want. There we go.
That's the key, Isaac. It'll get you into the control room so you can launch the asteroid.
Here we go.
Don't forget
Okay.
to attach the beacon first.
Alright, there's a trigger right there that we hit. We have to wait a bit for this door to unlock, so it's actually usually better to stand about right here for at least a little bit, because that can happen. The enemies from the previous room will follow you, so sometimes you get a bunch of exploders. Looks like we're good. Sometimes you can boost off this if you want. Get up that ramp. But basically just want to dodge all these enemies. And now we're going to go down to deck 4. Unfortunately, we do not have a way to skip deck 4 as of the making of this video. This part is pretty simple. It's pretty much an auto-scroller. So, to be perfectly honest, you might not even need to watch this part. I'm going to explain it anyway, but it's pretty self-explanatory for the most part. I do like to kill these guys because they will try to grab you sometimes. But yeah, once we get on this part is just an auto-scroller to the other side. So I would just recommend taking this time to, well, first of all, grab these health packs. And you can do a little bit of inventory management here. But this is really the part I was saying, like, you can probably figure most of this part out yourself if you want to watch this whole section. I would still recommend watching the segment on deck 3 after this, though, because there are some tricks that we're going to do. But with that being said, I will still show you how to do this part. One quick routing thing, like ammo routing thing. Well, this is an NG Plus file, so I have a lot more stuff than you'd have here. But this is a pretty good spot to use a stasis recharge if you have one. Also, if you can get any contact energy, you don't want to fill up too much on it, because you want room for other stuff in your inventory. Like, you mostly want pulse rounds, health packs, line gun ammo, stuff like that. But if you can have at least a couple contact beam shots in here, that's pretty useful, because there's a couple places, like in Chapter 10, for example, where it's faster to use contact beam to kill some enemies instead of your other guns. So I would say the main thing here is really just inventory management, making sure, like, okay, if I have way too much plasma cutter energy, I'm going to use that on the enemies.
Really you?
Stuff like that. Pretty basic.
It feels like it's been so long.
There are items you can grab around here sometimes.
But I can help you. Help me.
There we go. So after she says that dialogue, we're able to run out. Just make sure you pay attention. It can be easy to lose time here if you forget exactly when you can run.
Disable the lock from here.
All that stuff. From here, there is some ammo usually, or some kind of drop, an explosive canister, so you can use that if you want. From here, we pretty much just have to kill Nicole, just a shooting gallery, essentially. Again, I have upgraded weapons and a lot of ammo, so I'm just going to use whatever here, but I would use whatever you have the most of, and then if you start running out of stuff, I would switch to a different weapon. So say, like, I have a lot of plasma cutter, so I start using that to get rid of some of my plasma cutter ammo, but then I'm like, okay, I'm kind of low on that. Maybe I'll switch to, maybe I have an extra shot of this or something I'm trying to get rid of. So I'll do that. And just, or maybe I have a couple extra line gun shots. Yeah, you get the idea. You just want to make sure you don't use up too much pulse rifle, because obviously you need that to boost. So I'm pretty sure I have a lot of it, so I'm not too worried about it on this file. I think that's, oh, maybe like one more. No, we're good.
Okay, the door's unlocked.
Alright, so once her dialogue's done, she's going to open this door for us, and we can go grab the beacon, which is the second item we need. And after that, we're going to be heading back and going up to deck 3, which is the last part of this chapter. Okay. Feel free to grab any of these items, too, in here if you want. There's usually always a large med kit and a bunch of ammo.
Hey, I lost your signal for a while. You had me worried.
Alright, and this is pretty much the same as on the way there. We just gotta wait until we get back.
I've been running
Kill some enemies that come by.
If we launch soon, there's a good chance the asteroid can reach a safe distance to begin transmitting. Still no time for him. In his state, I can't imagine he's still alive.
You can definitely tell this is an NG Plus plasma cutter, killing him in one shot. Should note, there's always usually a health pack right over around there and right around over there. I already grabbed them, but if you haven't yet, this is a pretty good time to do that. As well as grabbing one of these, because we're going to get 2 enemies right here. So, we'll take them out with this. You don't have to kill these guys, you just need to make sure you can get past them without getting hit. Alright, so now we head up to deck 3, which is now unlocked.
Security lockdown, although I don't think it helps them. Now that you've got the beacon and the key, head over there. It looks like the asteroid is held in place
Alright,
with some
here's where
gravity tethers.
things start to get a little bit more interesting in this chapter.
Launch it.
So we're going to take a left. We need to eventually go back the other way, but we need this battery first. So sometimes you can grab it from here. It can be a little annoying. Controlled. There we go. You might have to kill or stun some of these enemies. And then we're gonna get 2 exploders here, so usually it's better to... Oops. I'm gonna get comboed, I think. Yeah, okay. Well, usually you want to shoot them, but that's okay. Okay. So the battery is just to get this lift to be powered on. There is going to be a skip coming up after this next section where we can not have to grab the battery, because normally when you come back up, you have to grab it and put it back in the slot where you got it from to be able to use the other lift. So if you're not doing the skip, just remember where those 2 slots are, because you're going to need them. Also, this is a good spot to refill our stasis. Okay. So once we come in here, you want to shoot a timed mine on both of these. If you have the mouse fix, you might not be able to aim that high, so you might have to jump somewhere else first and then shoot it there. But if you come in here and shoot both of those like this, you can make this cycle by jumping onto this rock here and then running forward, and you should be able to dodge these things that come to kill you. So once you get up here, you want to press E to put the beacon down, and then press Tab or any of your other rig buttons to open the rig and then close it, which cancels the beacon animation. And then we're going to shoot 2 more of these things on each of the sides of these tethers. And that should take care of that. And then ideally you want to jump here, but as long as you get back in the room, you're okay. I did get all of them right. I just want to make sure. Yeah, destroy the gravity tethers, okay. Usually you'll get a little audio thing that says gravity tethers, or thing no longer tethered or something. I think it did play, I just wasn't really paying that much attention while I was talking. Okay, so we're going to be doing another tilt here. This is an optional skip, so like I said, if you don't want to do this, you don't have to. But I'm going to go ahead and show it to you now. So this is a battery skip. So you want to stand in the doorway and start punching onto this wall. Let's see, okay, I messed it up. We want to actually stick onto the wall. So there we go. Once you get on the wall, just let go, and the tilt will stick. As you can see, this one's a little bit steeper than the one we get in Chapter 2. Oh, yep, I always forget. That guy's on the way back. Okay, so now we're just going to take the lift back up. Make sure not to run too far to the right, because you can't actually climb up this, and the lift will start going back down if you go too high. Also, now that we've launched the gravity tethers, these things of fire are here now. I think I can get past this. Okay. Quite make the cycle. Alright, so we can skip having to walk all the way around here, so this thing never shuts off. So if you do a boost off this wall here, you can usually get it. It's a little bit different with the tilt, so I'm going to see if I can still do it. Hold on. I think the angle might be a little bit different. I'm pretty sure you can still do this. More angle, maybe. There we go. I think maybe just aim farther left, I suppose. You have to play around with it a little bit. It doesn't save that much time. It just skips having to go all the way around here. Okay. Oh, and by the way, this is the slot I was talking about. So if you're not doing this skip, you just want to take the battery out and just put it back in there. Alright, so we're going to skip having to take this lift up. And I'm also going to grab this box. It's the one, to help you remember, it's just looking at it from this direction, it's the one on the very right. So you just want to grab that and put it like right next to the lift, like right about there. And then we're going to run into this corner while holding forward and right. And then we're going to line up our camera. And if you see these little like Y shape things, we're going to be aiming at the right side of this second to last one on the right. So like this line that I'm pointing at with my top dot right here, like this vertical line, we're going to want to line up the left side of the camera with that. So I run into the corner holding forward and right and buffering space. And then I line up my camera until it's straight up and down with the edge like that, and it's being covered. And then once Isaac's right shoulder moves up, I boost. Let me try that again. Okay. Okay, hold on. Get it lined up completely straight. There we go. Okay, my angle is a little bit off, but that's the idea. So then you want to make your way over here, kill these things, and grab this. You can also grab this with mouse fix, by the way. You can move around this whole spot. So just put it as close as you can to the edge down there, and then you can also stand over here as well, and then grab it. But either way, we want this box. This box has swarmers in it, which we're going to use to hold this door open. And this is the last little skip of Chapter 7. So you can actually do this without doing the tilt as well. But if we're doing the tilt, we actually have to get rid of it. So I'll show you how to do that as well. So I'm going to open this door. And you're going to want to throw this box down and stasis the enemies, like that. So we're going to interact with this, and we're going to try to run up around here near the glass like that. I got it pretty fast, but generally you want to run around here or kind of angled towards this glass, like while running up in this spot. And you want to do that until your tilt goes away. And once you get that, you want to stand in front of this right around here, and you want to boost. And if we do that right, we'll boost completely out of the room. So let me just teleport back in here. So you mostly just want to get your angle pretty straight, like not too far in either direction, like left or right. You want to get it like mostly straight, and then boost. Like right about that. And we should go through. So doing that skips this quarantine fight here. If you miss it, it's not the end of the world. You just have to do the fight, and then the door unlocks. But now we can just drop down. And if you didn't skip the elevator, you just take the elevator down. We can do another boost here to get into this room. Wait for this fire cycle here. But once we interact with that panel, we have launched the asteroid, which is the last objective we need to complete to beat the level. So now we can just go back up to deck 1, and we can leave. There is sometimes an enhanced slasher that drops down. I'm actually not 100% sure why he doesn't show up sometimes, so we'll see if he does, but just don't be too surprised if that happens. Doesn't look like he's going to show up. Okay. And from here, we're just backtracking to the tram, and we're done. And that's it. That is all of Chapter 7. So, hope this helps.